Hey everyone, how you doing today? As promised, I was bringing on one of my students today with how to get started one rental at a time. And I'm asking students 10 questions because I think it's important for you to understand who the students are, who's taking action, and what success they are having with the course. So, Roldan, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing excellent, Michael. Thanks for having me again.
I appreciate it. Thank you for doing this. Not everybody's game to do it. So we're just going to go through the listed 10 questions and we'll see what happens. So question number one, tell us about your real estate experience before you bought the course.
yes. So before I was looking at not necessarily the MLS, but websites that replicate oftentimes what the MLS has. Uh, I could tell that in between breaks and here and there, easily probably 3 to 4 hours a day,
Wow.
obsessively, right? Obsessively looking, tracking the alerts I get on my phone based on the zip codes that I'm interested to invest. And I think that has been the major or more significant impact on time saving as far
Wow.
as yeah, narrowing down what I'm looking after. So
So
I
step
think,
one of the course was a big deal for you getting focused, huh?
oh my goodness, what and how much not only the focus, but having more comfort with,
Mhm.
okay, it doesn't matter if I don't go through 20 emails alerts today because I know now very well what is my criteria. And a simple glance can tell me either by square foot or by bedrooms and bathrooms or by the lot size, even that, right? Now I can discard things that first I went down the rabbit hole.
Mm. I'm so glad to hear that. Time is a big deal. I really do believe I talk about all the time, 10 to 20 minutes a day. That's all you got to give me, right? That's all you need. And I think most people will save time. Like maybe not hours every day, but they'll certainly save hours every week if they just focus and they compound, they get better and better. And it really does become a quick glance, maybe week, day 10, day 20, whatever it is, but it will become that. So that's pretty awesome.
Yes, sir.
So question number two, where did you first hear about one rental at a time, the book or the channel? How did it come across your radar?
Right. So I was doing some SEO changes about rental, single families, specifically single family rental investments. And one of the options was a video. I cannot recall now the channel, but you were a guest
Mm,
on
okay.
someone else's channel, and you were talking about your book, about your experience, and it resounds so much with what I've been doing for the last 10, 11 years at that time, that I was like, oh my goodness, I guess I'm not the only one who's kind of like obsessed about single families and wants to make this large portfolio on single families as a investment. That from there went to your book, to your channel, and now it's been pretty much since February
Mm,
2020.
okay. Very cool. That's awesome to hear. So what did you like about the One Rental at a Time's book or my messages that I repeat on the channel?
That we don't need to do this full time to create wealth. I think what I got the most and identify is someone who can work 45 to 65 hours a week. Uh, I've been able to do it. I figured a way, but now doing it through the course is even more breath, uh, right? More time for do the other cool stuff and not feel so falling behind into getting my next deal.
That's awesome. Because again, I really am trying to save people time and money. And again, I get asked a lot, well, some folks, they get into it and they're like, okay, I got it, 20 minutes. But then what do I do? I'm like, go enjoy your life. We only get
Yes.
one trip around this, right? When you can check the box for a day that you looked at your criteria, you noted the changes, it's okay to get up and go do something else. Go for a walk with your wife and your newborn, and or go play in the sandbox, go exercise, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that came through. Next question. Do you follow me on One Rental at a Time YouTube channel? Do you watch the daily financial news, for example?
Oh yeah, that's pretty much an addiction right now. it, it gives me so much in a short amount of time that if I don't see it live, which most of the time I'm able to, um, because I can play and listen it on my Bluetooth phone headphones. I watch it recorded, hopefully before the noon time here in
Okay,
the East Coast.
nice.
Yeah, I watch that daily. I would say also the Instagram is very helpful.
Oh,
You throw
good.
stuff on your Instagram channel that we don't necessarily see on the YouTube channel. I think with the Instagram, you're challenging us. You challenge your audience to think further.
Hmm.
To hey, have you considered this? It's kind of like very stimulating to look things from another perspective. So I get those alerts frequently, and I'm glad I do.
Yeah, that means a lot. So why did you sign up for the 190? Why'd you spend $200 on the course? Why'd you finally say yes, I'm going to buy it?
So yeah, the the truth is the private money lending
Hmm.
option that you were advertising and throwing, right? I was like, okay, whenever that is about to come, I will consider. I have invested so much in education, and I've been victim of so many gurus, right? But you always get something out of them. But it's like, really another course. Okay, whenever he throws the private money lending, I go for that. And yeah, I'm glad I did because as of today, I have not completed the whole private money lending because I'm enjoying so much the other previous
That's funny.
sessions. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's good. That's awesome. Um, so this one we've hit on, but let's just hit on it again. As you know, part 1A and part 1B of the course is focus and daily execution. So again, let's talk about why that's been game changing for you.
Yes. So having the spreadsheet in place, um, and the way I have it laid out is monthly.
Mhm.
I track two specific zip codes on a daily basis, and I might throw only one, two. Sometimes the most I get in one day is probably 5 units that meet my criteria on a day, but that adds up, right? So by the end of the month, I have probably 100 to 150 properties that I'm able to track if they close, if they go contingent, if they go back to the market. And I've been able to put offers on property that I can justify and I can feel confident. Okay, I'm making this offer because the track history this property has
Nice.
on the MLS, and that focus also allows me to see if there's a great uh, rental opportunity, a buy and hold opportunity somewhere else outside of those zip codes of my choice. So now I'm being of value to my network by making them aware. Hey, check this out. I think this could be a good asset that meets your criteria because they're similar, right? Within this Northeast Florida region, they're similar, but not necessarily might be of my preference to keep.
That's awesome. And again, you've talked about the spreadsheet. That's a core component that you will build, right? I give you mine as a model, but it's not about building mine. It's about making it yours. But
Right.
ultimately, the last column, or at least it's the last column on my spreadsheet, is yield.
Yes.
Have you got comfortable with that? Was that a new concept? Do you look at your decisions differently now that you know what average is?
So definitely helps in the so this is what I realized through the spreadsheet that I based on the properties I have already purchased and the amount of closing, the amount of taxes that I pay for those properties and insurances, I've been able to figure out percentages, a percentage range that gives me within the ballpark where I don't need to over analyze it anymore. I just plug in the purchase price and the rehab price, and those percentages of taxes or
Mhm.
closing costs pretty much pop up automatically.
Awesome.
Then I'm a little bit aggressive. I just keep it simple. I just do 6% to my conventional finance. And I know that if my yield falls within certain criteria, at that 6%, I'm money on.
Mm.
But I manipulate, and I know that if I'm able to lock a 4.5 or a 4%, it's even more cash flow, right?
Mhm.
Taking account the appreciation and few other things that might happen on the long term. So yield used to be called cash on cash return. I
Mhm.
had that pretty clearly laid out, but it used to take me a little bit longer to analyze and feel comfortable that it was the right decision.
Nice. Yeah, so it's all about speed, efficiency, just getting a little bit better every day. I really like that. So, what other keys or lessons have you taken from the course?
And here, this has to do with the relationship I have with my tenants, right? I used to present myself just as the property manager. I was very hesitant to disclose that I was also the owner. Through the course, I have got an understanding of the importance of tenant selection and that open communication. So I have been able to now openly disclose that. For some of them, it's like kind of like a big surprise because I think in mind they have that the owner might be this kind of like mean person or
Mm.
who doesn't care about their issues. Um, so now playing that dual role very comfortably, I think has strengthened the relationship between me and my tenants. At least here in Jacksonville.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, next question is: would you recommend the course to someone and why?
Oh yes, I recommend this course to anyone. Doesn't matter if you're still analyzing and considering buying that first rental, or you're someone like me who has 10 plus properties, or you already reached the four, and before the course, right, you have your four rental properties. I'm still debating if should reach that 10
Mhm.
properties mark. The course has so much to offer as far as focus, methodology. I would say of the two main characteristics that no other products out there have been able to deliver to me, who has the W-2 job,
Mhm.
worked full time. I'm a father, I'm an entrepreneur, and the ability to gather the information in one place and track that in a simple way that the numbers don't lie, the
Yeah.
math does not fail, right? That's an advantage that few other courses can present as clearly. I would say that the other thing this course has done, kind of like by accident, is through the Facebook community. I have found myself reinforcing my knowledge, reinforcing my understanding and my comprehension when people pop up questions and I find myself answering, right, via text or then arranging a Zoom call to talk student to student, and I'm reinforcing my knowledge by sharing my experience, by giving some advice. That that's very helpful to me as someone who likes to train others, but someone who likes to speaks well when I'm talking, for example, to private lenders or doing joint ventures out there. It has increased my confidence uh, by accident, but significantly.
That's awesome. And that really was the final question is what have you found with the private Facebook group? And again, it's only students, same vocabulary,
Yes.
everybody's doing the same work. Um, I call it the happiest place on the internet. Any closing thoughts on that?
Yeah. So the Facebook group, I think there's few groups that offer the openness and definitely like safety nest where we can ask things to each other without judging, or regardless of which state or part of the world we invest. I have come across students from Europe, from Australia, because they're interested to invest in the United States. And we talk so openly, has nothing to do about the money, about how much is on our bank accounts. It has to do more about how to do it right,
Mhm.
how to avoid that alligator, so we can provide quality, safe housing.
Mhm.
And I feel and I hear that tone oftentimes when people share a little bit about their rehabs, or when they share maybe some of their struggles, right? And kind of like bumps along the way, and they get encouragement from other students. So no one expects anything on exchange other than continue seeing each other growth and succeed. As we're just trying to secure our retirement, right?
Mhm.
We just don't want to be at 70, 75 years old greeting people at the grocery store or checking receipts to make sure that they pay for everything they purchase.
Mhm.
And that's what we aspire. So we're trying to do that through real estate. In that group, it's a pretty solid one.
Thank you. Well, dude, I appreciate your time. Thank you for taking these 10 questions. Thank you for being active in the group, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Good weekend to you, Michael. Keep it up. Thanks so much, sir.
You got it.